Did you know slavery is still alive and well in the US? If involuntary labor is not okay with you, here's what you should know. Have you ever taken a good look at the 13th Amendment to the US Constitution? If you have, you know it reads, "Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction." It's that exception that is fed into the bleak mass incarceration statistics of today. It turns out that the land of the free incarcerates more people per capita than any other country in the world. The dangers of this constitutional exemption and the systemic racism it has nurtured was perhaps most notably demonstrated in Ava DuVernay's 2016 Netflix documentary, 13th.
We now have more African Americans under criminal supervision than all the slaves back in the 1850s.
This loophole in the 13th Amendment has allowed the enslavement of Black people to move from the auction blocks of the 1800s to the modern prison industrial complex. Racist Black codes and Jim Crow laws laid the foundation for African Americans in the present day being sent to state prisons at nearly 5 times the rate of white people. Once behind bars, incarcerated people across the country earn an average of 13 to 52 cents per hour. And in 7 states, they are paid nothing for most work assignments. So at best, that's pennies, less than pennies on the hour, while producing almost $11 billion worth of goods and services. That's billion with a B. Regardless of how you feel about the racial disparities in our prisons, you can't tell me those numbers don't sound ridiculous to you. With the 2022 midterm elections right around the corner, lawmakers in Alabama, Louisiana, Oregon, Tennessee, and Vermont are asking voters to make a change to their state constitution that is more than 150 years overdue. In 1842, Rhode Island became the first state to abolish slavery without exception. Between 2018 and 2020, Colorado, Nebraska, and Utah amended their constitutions to follow suit. But according to the Legal Defense Fund, currently there are 19 states with constitutions that explicitly permit either slavery, involuntary servitude, or both as punishment for a crime. I reject the idea that these ballot measures are merely symbolic. Passing ballot measures that strike out the criminal punishment exception equips incarcerated people with the ability to seek labor protections and rights. I am not a judge, and I was not a member of every jury that sentenced the individuals in our prisons. I don't know their stories, but I do know that people cannot be discarded, and that making our criminal justice system more humane is within our grasp this November. So make your mark and educate loved ones in states where slavery is at stake.